Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Gadget Nation. You can probably guess who I am, which is Beam in Bandar Street, Damansara. A really nice coffee place, I have to say. But never mind, I've got plenty to show you on today's episode. Some phone stuff, some news, some games, and a whole lot more. So let's start this brand new episode of Gadget Nation.
Samsung Malaysia Electronics announced the expansion of its flagship Galaxy Note series with the new Galaxy Note 4. Designed to help consumers simplify their daily lives, the Galaxy Note 4 comes with a wide selection of essential features that have been enhanced, so users get even more from their mobile device.
Well, the first thing about Galaxy Note 4 is we have a very impressive large screen, 5.7-inch Super AMOLED Quad HD display to give a stunning viewing experience to the consumers. We have an improved camera, a 16-megapixel rear camera with smart optical image stabilizer, and a very impressive front camera. We have something called the wide selfie 120 degrees camera. So with wide selfie, now you can take a selfie of yourself, but you can sort of panorama mode it. You can take more angles of it and improve 120 degrees.
ZTE Corporation Sdn Bhd, one of the global leaders in the mobile handset manufacturing industry, unveiled the highly anticipated ZTE Star One smartphone in Malaysia. The launch is in line with ZTE's goal to provide all Malaysians with quality, affordable smartphones, and is ZTE's first Star One launch out of China.
We are launching ZTE Star One and also Black Series. There are 4 Black Series come together. Black L2, Black Deluxe, and also Black V5. And one more is Black Vex Pro. The key highlight for Star One that I have it now here is a traveler phone. It comes with 5 networks and also 14 bands. This means if you drop by to China, US, plug in any SIM card, you will definitely have network.
Microsoft has finally revealed that the Nokia mobile phones will be rebranded as Microsoft Lumia from now on. Nokia France was the first to announce on Facebook that it had adopted the branding shift to Microsoft Lumia for its social media outlets Facebook and Twitter. Its global and local websites are also going through the transition, as well as the devices, packaging and retail.
Okay, so I did promise you some phone stuff. I'm not going to get into specifics here, but as we like to do on the show, instead of just looking at one product, we like to look at 2. So let's compare and contrast from 2 big brands. 2 brand new phones to look at, and both very, very nifty indeed. And most importantly, for a lot of people out there, will be the fact that they're both similarly priced. Now, I would classify one as a flagship phone, which is from LG, and the other one on my left, we have the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. So, which one should I start with first? Let's focus on what we have from Samsung. The moment you pick this up, the moment you hold it in your hands, it feels premium. And I mean this in the best possible way. It is the best device from Samsung I've held in my hands in a very, very long time. At the same time, though, it's many harkbacks to, say, about 2 years ago from devices from Samsung. It feels like, why didn't this come out sooner? I think it's really, really, really nifty. Now, if I'm just holding it here, and just at a very quick glance, if you ignore the logo at the top and the colors a little bit, very similar in terms of the design, the sharp edges here at the side, and most crucially, as you can see, they finally embrace elements of metal, something we've been calling out to Samsung for a very, very long time, instead of the faux stitching that we've come used to really from Samsung. On the back though, it's not all metal or glass like we've come to expect from Apple. Instead, they've gone back to their Samsung type, although this is a plastic cover at the back which is removable, and then you can pop in their different battery, but there's no expandable storage here. You can't put in a micro SD, etc. So that's a little bit of a bummer. I'm just going to pop it open so you can get a better view. As you can see right there, it's the battery and the plastic case. Take nothing away though, this case here at the back does feel nice, although it is plastic, but it's that metal rims around the side which are really, really something. I've really enjoyed it. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Now the screen itself is very nice. It really strikes out in my opinion, and it looks really, really, really nifty. Let me just close that so you can get a better view. But one thing I should add, this is on 720p. So if you're going to be viewing videos by itself, it does look absolutely fine. But the moment you stick in, say, an S5 or one of the latest iPhones or any other phone which has 1080p, you will see the difference in terms of sharpness and resolution. But on its own, it does look good. Now, one plus point is, of course, it doesn't drain the battery as much, so that means you get more battery inside. Here's shade over 1,800 mAh, so in terms of performance, it gets by on about a day, I would say, on moderate usage. So nothing completely outstanding that will make you say, wow, this battery life is amazing. I'll compare it to, say, the iPhone 5S. I think that's the best comparison for this device. Now, in terms of the specs inside, from the camera at the back, which is 12 megapixels, don't be put off by that. It's pretty nifty. I mean, obviously the S5 has got higher megapixels. That's why I'm saying this is not the flagship device. But the pictures do stand out. It's a 2.1-inch LED flash as well, and on the front, of course, 2.1 megapixels for you to take your selfies, etc. So that's pretty nifty in itself. Inside is Exynos 5 octa-core, so it gets plenty of power. It's got 2 GB of RAM. Now, I will say this device does move very, very fluidly. I mean, it just whizzes by. You're not really going to have much trouble in many aspects of this. You can throw whatever you want, be it games, etc., maybe Injustice or something. That's a good test, and it should be able to stand up on that. It's also 4G LTE, obviously, so it's going to go super fast if you're really, really into your browsing. But there's nothing outstanding about the features inside. The camera on the S5, I would say, is better. The screen on the S5 or the iPhone or the HTC One M8, they're all better. But it's just holding it in your hands which makes it stand out. Again, not too bad. However, this next device is very, very interesting indeed. This is the LG G3. Now, this is a flagship device from LG. Now, many people, not everybody, rated either the HTC One M7 or the LG G2 as their phones of last year. And you know what? That's for Android, of course. They are outstanding devices. This one, though, of course, is a successor to what we've seen from the LG G2, and it really stands up brilliantly. Now, the variation that I have here, I'll explain more about later on. I'm just going to show you how the screen looks. This is a stunning screen. It is beautiful. Perhaps not quite as bright as, say, the S5, which are pros and cons, because if you want to go bright sunlight outside, obviously the S5 is better, but it does use less battery as well, so there's pros and cons on that side. This is using QHD. It really, probably for me, is the most standout screen from all the phones out there. If you go out and you hold this phone up, and you hold up another phone, say the S5, and you get people to choose which one is better, I can almost say they will all choose this device. It is that nice. The screen is perfect. And you just look across the entire body. There's no bezel here, so obviously that makes it a very much a slim, compact device. And this may look like metal, but it's not. It's actually 20% metal, 80% plastic, but it does give it a very, very premium feel, which is a big contrast to last year's LG G2, which didn't have the same finishing. This is also incorporated into the infamous buttons on the back. Take note, there's nothing on the sides. That's why there's no bezel there. And we've got the power button in the middle and the volume rocker up and down there. You can also use it to take your pictures. You hold down the volume down button to snap away your selfies or whatever you're taking pictures of. In terms of the variations that you get, there's a 16 GB version and there's also a 32, but it's not just the memory size, because the 32 GB version comes with 3 GB of RAM. The only thing holding it back, perhaps, would be the size. Might be too big for some people. This is 5.5 inches, so perhaps a little bit too large for some people, but you hardly notice the size because it's got no bezel at the side, so it really maximizes everything here on the screen. You know what? There's a lot to love about both phones. I just feel that the Alpha, perhaps, given its price, I'm not sure about the value. I mean, you look at the LG G3, officially I haven't seen it out here, but there's plenty of shops still selling it. and it goes anywhere from say 1,005 or just over that to 1,008, give or take, depending of course also on the 16 GB one or the 32. Obviously that also increases your RAM from 2 to 3, the higher up you go. So that's very good, but this price is just under 1,900. That's the Galaxy Alpha. So obviously, yeah, I'm not really sure I could compare the two. Like I said, the LG, this is a flagship device. The other device is not a flagship device. So it's unfair to compare the two in that sense, especially since the G3 is also cheaper. I just hope this is a step in the direction for maybe the S6 or something to take on, and I believe that the Note 4 will also be embracing aspects of metal. Its future looks really good for Samsung in that aspect if they're looking more and more at the design of the device as opposed to just throwing in as many specs as possible. Thumbs up in that aspect. I hope this is the start of something nice indeed. However, if you want a really good flagship device which is really well priced, do try to check out the G3 because it really is one of the standout Android devices out there.